Hello, YouTube world. I'm Chastity's favorite roommate. Hey, you guys, welcome back. This is my roommate from last year, Sydney. She is still an intern, and so I'm actually filming in the dorms. You guys know Brooke. This is actually her room, because I wanted a really pretty and aesthetically pleasing place to film my video. Because I film everything on my phone. If you didn't know, everything is like set up on like books and DVDs and like Brooke's Bible. That's what those were. Yeah. And so like there's a coffee cup holding my phone. I'm creative and I have to do it somehow. That's why my lighting is always really bad. Anyway, it's not the point. Today is a story time about all of the times the fire alarm's gone off in the dorm.
Oh, yay, I was there for these.
She's there for a lot of them. Okay, so let me set this up a little bit. Okay, so I did an internship for 2 years. This is actually Sydney's second year. No, I've never talked about LA. And so I did an internship for 2 years called Leaders Academy. It's in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's like, its slogan is like 9 months that'll change your life forever. It's a lot of fun, but a lot of crazy stuff happens. And it's so much fun. It makes wonderful memories and great stories.
Full show.
My first year in LA, there was this kid who like didn't really know how to cook anything. And that's not really his fault. It's just he didn't know what he's doing. He read the directions on the box, but he wasn't really sure what to do. So he put a frozen pizza in the oven. And most people don't put like a cookie sheet underneath. They just put the pizza in the oven on the rack, and it's fine 98% of the time. Well, there was something in the back of this oven that we didn't know was there. And so I was in the kitchen with some of the other interns, and have you never heard this story?
What was in the oven?
I don't know what it was.
Oh. I was hoping it was going to be like a dead rat or something. That'd be interesting. You said there's... Wait.
No. Anyway, not the point. Anyhow. I hope it was a dead rat.
I mean, it wasn't dead. It didn't die in the oven, right?
Shh.
Okay.
We're not talking about rats. That's a whole different story time.
Are you going to cut me out?
No, I'm not going to cut you out. I can't cut you out. You're literally in the frame.
Yay.
Anyway, not the point. So he was like in his room. He had set a timer. Because no, he'd set a timer on his phone, like whatever. And the oven started smoking. Like we could smell smoke. And me, being the adventurous person that I am, walked over and I was like, I wonder if it's just like burning, like if it was just like charred. You know how like sometimes
like the
stuff
the
burns.
melted stuff
Right.
and can smoke and stuff.
I opened it up and there's this like giant flame in the back corner.
A rat!
It wasn't a rat. Disclaimer, there was no rat in the oven. We're kind of clean people. There's this giant flame in the back corner where it had caught fire. Pizza's unscathed, but none of us knew how to react to an oven fire. None of us knew that you could just smother it. No. I walked over to one of the older interns, and he was sitting there, and we had been yelling at him to get his attention, and he couldn't hear us because he had headphones in, and he was listening to a Stephen Furtick sermon.
Ah.
And I walk over, and I like pull the headphone out of his ear, and I'm like, bro, the oven's on fire. This kid jumps up and runs and grabs a fire extinguisher, and he like flings open the door and sprays the inside of the oven with the fire extinguisher.
A poor pizza.
Ruins the oven.
And the pizza.
We pull the oven out and it's black and white from being burnt, and then the cornstarch. So that happens. A couple weeks later, well, for one, we get a new oven the next day. Brand spanking new. It was really nice. We actually had pretty old ovens. A couple weeks later, the same kid, the other older oven, he puts a pizza in, and he had put it on a cookie sheet. He had set a timer. Like, he had made sure that nothing was going to catch fire. But it was the same kid, and it was another pizza. And this time what he did was we had a metal strainer that looked kind of like a tennis racket, and it had a plastic handle. And he put, because he thought it was a cookie sheet, and he put it all, plastic handle and all, into the oven, and the plastic melted and caught on fire. And someone else, without thinking about it, did the same thing, shot it with a fire extinguisher, and ruined a second oven. And we were cleaning cornstarch up for weeks. It was everywhere. It was in the cabinets. It was underneath the sink. It was everywhere. We could not get it off the floor. Our administrator was so angry because he had to buy 2 brand spanking new ovens. Fast forward, year 2 of second year in Leaders Academy.
Enter Sydney.
Anyway, so Arturo is a musician, and he is like low-key an actor, which is really funny. And
because he's a very dramatic person, so that works.
That's why
for
we're
him.
friends. And he's also a very talented cook. He cooks a lot. His family owns a restaurant. It's a thing. He shows up after Christmas with a pizza oven, with like a full-out pizza oven.
Arturo is single, so if anybody would like to date him, he would be a hot ticket. I'm telling you, he'd be a great husband. He can cook amazing. No, we can cut it if we need to.
I will. It's fine.
Dang it!
So Art brings home a pizza oven and puts it in our kitchen. And so one night he wants to be really sweet, and he's making everybody pizzas. He's like, if you'll just pay for like the toppings, I'll make you a pizza. I had slept through the whole, if you buy toppings, then I'll make you pizza.
I probably did too.
Accurate. Honestly. We slept a lot. And so I text Art and I said, hey, if you've got any extra, will you make me pizza? Part of the reason that I woke up and asked for pizza was because Art's pizza oven. Why are all the fires about pizzas?
Because we like pizza.
Art was making pizzas. This boy set off the fire alarm 4 times in a matter of 30 minutes. Because he would cook a pizza. He would cook a pizza.
Didn't give up.
It wouldn't really like catch on fire, but it would smoke profusely, and then the fire alarm would go off.
I think the pizza oven was broken.
Probably. Well, this fire alarm went off the first time and woke me up. And if you don't know, I don't like to be woken up.
More stories about that.
Ever.
But, you know.
If you were like sweet when you wake me up, I'm good. If you throw oranges at me, it's not a good thing.
Or if you tell her alarm is going off.
I yell when I get viciously angry when I'm awakened without like kind words and soft music.
Yet she has as her alarm.
That's not the point. We're not talking about that right now. This fire alarm goes off and wakes me up from a nap, and I'm viciously angry. And I walk into the kitchen and I start screaming at Arturo. And then I go back to my room, and like 15 minutes later, fire alarm goes off again. And I walk out, and they're trying to hit the button. So one thing about these dorms is every room has a fire alarm in it, and the kitchen has one in it. And if the fire alarm goes off, all of the alarms in the building go off. They're all connected. And then if you turn one off, you turn them all off. So they have this chair parked right up underneath the fire alarm that whenever Arturo sets a pizza on fire, they just hit the button to turn it off. I was so upset because I kept trying to go back to sleep and the fire alarm would go off. Not because there was actual fire, just because Arturo's pizzas were smoking.
And then he continued to make more pizzas.
I'm heading to Houston this weekend with Sydney for one of my best friend's weddings. So I will vlog that trip. Sydney and Brooke are actually riding in my car, so expect a lot of fun.
Footage!
Expect a lot of fun. We're going down there we're driving down there, spending a day for the wedding, and then driving back. And so it's going to be really short, really fun. But I'm excited to take you guys with me. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.